Behind closed doors, secrets lurk like shadows, and theories breed like wild rumors. You better believe we're gonna dig deep, peel back those layers, and give you a front row seat to the suspense, the intrigue, and the questions that'll have you scratching your head and demanding answers. On May 3rd, 2007, little 3-year-old Madeleine straight up disappeared from her family's vacation crib in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Heads turned, media frenzy ignited, and the world scratched their noggins, cause ain't nobody got answers. The McCann crew was on a getaway house, soaking in that Praia da Luz vibe. But hold up. On that fateful night, Kate and Gerry, Madeleine's parents, bounced to a nearby spot for grub, leaving the kiddos knocked out in the spot. They were doing the check-in hustle, but when Kate rolled back in around 10 p.m., Madeleine was a no-show. Portuguese fuzz, local homies, and even UK law dogs joined forces to unravel this mess. But real talk, the initial investigation was a hot mess of mix-ups, shady moves, and drama galore. They're all like, yo, maybe an abductor did this. And that knocked off a wild ride of speculation and side-eye glances. Portuguese police had their hands full dealing with the media circus. They caught flack for their messy communication and playing the McCanns like they're in a crime flick. Trust issues were popping, maybe slowing down the hunt for real info. This case ain't just local gossip. Nah, Madeleine's tale took over the globe because the McCann family was kind of famous. The Maddie drama dropped jaws and started debates about parenting, travel safety, and the media's role in the missing kids scene. You won't believe it, but celebs, politicians, and big shots jumped in too. In 2007, Portuguese cops pointed fingers at the McCanns, making them prime-time suspects. Drama unfolded, opinions divided, and conspiracy talk fired up like crazy. Leads and suspects rolled in, but the ending stayed AWOL. We talked about human trafficking, stranger snatching, and wild theories about accidental mess-ups and cover-ups. Fact is, no one can say for sure what went down, and that left us all straight up puzzled. The biggest headache was the lack of proof, man. Time rolled on, evidence got scarce, and witnesses started fumbling them deeds. Plus, sloppy police moves from the start might have trashed prime chances to scoop up key clues. Madeleine's vanishing left a mark. It forced peeps to rethink how we deal with missing folks and media frenzy. It dropped knowledge about cross-border cases and put child safety on blast, even in cozy spots. The McCanns didn't stop searching. They flipped the script, dropped the Madeleine McCann Foundation, and kept that vibe alive, helping other families and missing kids, giving out resources, and making noise about a real issue. Well, she was a human, but the next disappearance is going to blow your mind. We're talking about that wild, vanishing act of Flight MH370, the ultimate disappearing act that's got folks scratching their heads from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing and beyond. Strap in, homies, because we're diving into the mind-blowing mystery that's got the whole world playing detective. So, picture this. On March 8th, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 is on a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, packed with 239 souls ready to touch the sky. Everything's chill until the plane vanishes like a ghost from the radar screen, cutting off all communication like it's got some secret code to unlock. And that, my friends, was just the beginning of this twisted tale. Imagine the chaos that erupted when the bigwigs realized that this ain't your everyday turbulence. Panic spread like wildfires, and the global hunt kicked off. Governments, agencies, and experts scrambled to crack the case, while conspiracy theories started popping up like mushrooms after a rain. But here's the kicker. Despite all that firepower and tech, the plane and its passengers seem to have vanished into thin air. You heard me right, a whole aircraft. Just poof, gone. Ain't that something? Satellites, radar, and search parties scored the seas like they're looking for buried treasure, but nothing turned up. Now, here's where the plot thickens. The search dragged on, spreading like a wildfire across the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean. Theories got wilder than a rap battle, with some folks claiming the plane was hijacked and saying it crashed, and others spouting conspiracy nonsense that made your head turn faster than a DJ's turntable. Even with all the resources and manpower in the world, they couldn't find a trace. It's like the plane dropped into another dimension, leaving everyone baffled and bewildered. Families of the passengers were left hanging on by a thread of hope, their lives stuck in a limbo of uncertainty. And let's not forget the question that refuses to die. How could a modern plane just vanish? Did the pilots have something to do with it? Did some dark forces just pull strings behind the scenes? The more you dig, the deeper the rabbit hole gets. And trust me, fam, this hole's got no bottom. The media circus was in full swing, with every Tom, Dick, and Harry putting on their detective hats. People from all walks of life were suddenly aviation experts, spouting theories, and they're dropping verses like Cypher. Social media exploded. Like a viral beat, and armchair detectives came out of the woodwork, spilling their theories like confetti at a party. Years rolled on, and the search continued, but the leads were as dry as the desert. Theories got more outlandish than a rapper's bling, with aliens and black holes thrown in for good measure. Governments bickered, fingers were pointed, and accusations flew like bullets in a shootout. But through it all, the fact remains, nobody knows where the plane ended up. The families of those 239 souls are caught in a never-ending nightmare. Their lives frozen in time. Their hearts gripped by a gnawing uncertainty that won't let go. The next mysterious disappearance is going to leave you scratching your heads. Brian was a med student studying hard at Ohio State University. Life was rolling along until one night in April. It was spring break and Brian was feeling that vibe. Looking to have a good time, him and his buddies decided to hit up Ugly Tuna Saloon, a bar in Columbus, Ohio. Now, here's where it gets real weird. Surveillance cameras caught Brian waltzing into that joint with his buddy. But when the sun came up and the night was donezo, guess what? Homeboy was nowhere to be found. No exit on the camera, no sign of him walking out, just poof, gone like a magician's trick. Ain't no simple explanation for this vanishing act. Some folks speculate he might have slipped out a back door, ghosting the cameras, but let's keep it real. Ain't no doors were found to have opened. Others say he could have had a major case of wanderlust and skipped town, starting a whole new life. But then, where's the paper trail? No ID, money? Dude would need some serious street smarts for that. Now, here's where it gets even more twisted. Brian's girl Alexis was about to get her life twisted up in this too. See, they had big plans. They were talking about a trip to Miami, all sunny and sweet, but guess what? Homie disappears days before they're supposed to take off. What kind of crazy timing is that? Investigating this mess didn't lead to no slam dunk answers either. Police pulled out all the stops, searching, asking questions, trying to piece together the puzzle, but nothing solid came up. It's like Brian just decided to bounce out of reality, leaving everyone in that dust. Now, let's talk about theories, because you know folks gonna cook up some wild stuff. Some say he got caught up with the wrong crowd, ended up in bad situations. Others whisper about the possibility of an accidental fall, ending up in some hidden spot. And then there's a conspiracy theorist, thinking the bar owners might be holding some dark secret. Who knows? But yo, here's the deal. This ain't some movie plot. It's real life. Brian's family and friends have been dealing with this heartache for years. Imagine not knowing what happened to your own flesh and blood. It's like a never-ending nightmare. No closure, no peace. So, as the days turned into years, nobody got the answer. Brian Schaefer's still out there, somewhere, leaving a trail of questions behind him. Maybe one day the truth will come out, but till then, it's a mystery that keeps us guessing and wondering, hoping for some kind of ending that makes sense.